Namaste, dosto.
Good morning, friends. We are at a beautiful location called Devra, and it's on the other side of Lake Pachola, which is the main lake of Udaipur.
Yeah, from the very high balcony, you can see the lake and the palace, and the view is just extraordinary.
We're on retreat with a group of guests, all from New Zealand, bar one, who's from the UK, and
He's from Canada, really. He's living in Canada.
From the UK, living in Canada. Yeah. And we are going to take you guys with us for some of it. So this is a Soulful Journey, one of the things we do here in India, where people come and spend time with us, learning about their spiritual life, learning about themselves, and experience this all in the wonder that is this amazing country.
We look forward to showing you a little bit of Devra. It has, it has a temple here that I thought was 800 years old. We discovered yesterday it's 1,000 years old, and Devra means God's home.
So we're literally standing on God's home. This is a raised pinnacle of rock in a basin, which when the current owners purchased it, they literally took 4 years to lower the rock to build this property. And this is the rock. You can see there behind us is what they took off the top of this ground here. And they've done such an amazing job. What we're standing on is the surface. This is the
clay and
cow dung and straw mixed in.
Namaste.
This is the fire pit that they cook all the rotis and chapatis. Same thing. And looking out here is there
accommodations.
Accommodations, 8 rooms here on either side on 2 levels, and actually some of the bed heads are the rock base that the property is built on.
Yeah.
And they have land just beyond the fence line there, which is their fields as well.
It's a very special place for us, and to have terraces and beautiful spaces with nature, trees, birds around us, it's such a lovely place to gather. So we're enjoying our time here.
And we're heading in for breakfast with our guests. This is the lounge breakfast space. And again, it's so beautiful being in the rocks that were once on this ground. It's been very sympathetically done to the environment. And of course, in the distance there is our beautiful dear friend Jogi, who is part of the team that we work with when we're travelling and touring and guests into this wonderful world of spirit. So enjoy the ride with us. The current custodians of Devra are Jogi and Durga, 2 beautiful, beautiful people. Durga is a major, retired major from the army. And the joke is, of course, that he is the major, but actually Jogi is the general. And this property, what is just extraordinary about it, is that it has been built around this temple. Now, this is a temple which is dedicated to Shiva, and it's, they believe, over 1,000 years old. The building itself has been established in the last 30 or so years, but it was an open space beforehand, and one of those very beautiful, simple temples that have grown because people have been drawn to the spot. Now, as I said, we're on a hill, and these stones you can see representing the gods and the goddesses, very simple effigies, have been worshipped with layers and layers and layers of silver. So much so that actually, when Durga signed over the deed into their names, that day, what they thought was just kind of mud in the temple and the temple face fell away and actually revealed the stones behind. What the mud turned out to be was this layers and layers and layers of silver. And around here, these are all small stone effigies of all the different senior priests that have cared for this temple over the many, many years. The villagers still gather here on Saturdays to eat, share, have puja, bhati, And this sacred neem tree was actually planted by Durga, one of the first trees he planted on this whole property, because the rock face had no trees, so everything we can see was all planted. Now, there's the main house, but over here, we'll take you through the swimming pool. So this was just a cliff edge that again had to be dug out to create this very sweet swimming pool. And you can see on the hill there, that white building, that's the Monsoon Palace. Fields around us. Development is happening. Udaipur is one of the last big cities in Rajasthan to explode, and it's really exploding right now. The development around here is just off the charts. So unfortunately, the hills that were once full of wildlife are now becoming full of hotels, which at night kind of light the sky in a different way, because when the family took this property on, it was just the only lights were the lights of the old city, which are across over the lake. And this lawn was laid on top of the rock. You can still see we're really literally standing on this solid rock. This is one of the lounge spaces that the guests get to enjoy. And like all good Rajasthani houses, in the middle there's an open courtyard. And I want to introduce you to one of their pet tortoises. And unfortunately the haze, the winter haze, prevents us from seeing the palace and Lake Pachola. It's just in the distance here, but can't see it right now. It's on the roof courtyard for morning meditation, gathering with Yasmeen. This property has a beautiful feeling about it. It's very peaceful. You can see the fields that surround it here. And as I mentioned, unfortunately in the back here, the big hotel companies have got a bit carried away. This is a Lime Tree Hotel. This is the Hyatt going up here. There's Jaguaniwas, I think it's called. Yeah, and wedding season tends to mean these hills become a bit of an amphitheatre. This land down here is all part of Devra as well. And you see the family that lives down here, they also work on the property. They have about 8 staff, local people who live here and come in each day. But there's still some of the traditional village life existing here, even though we're actually only maybe 10 to 12 minutes from the old city by car, which I hope you can see in the distant haze. But those shapes and buildings just over here, you can see just the tops of the palace towers. It's a very beautiful place to be.
Turn the mala.
Turn the mala.
Yeah.
Now, which way do I roll?
You
Still doing it to yourself.
You come here.
Ah,
You're always doing it to yourself.
that's what I'm doing wrong. I was going there, and I'm thinking I'm going the wrong way.
See, this is the last page.
Is bringing to you. Notice the feeling of this. Don't always look for the words. Notice the energy, the feeling, and breathe that in. Receive the the blessings of this sacred home of God. Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Mutaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya.
One of the special things of Devra is that we get to have our chapatis in the completely traditional way. And the wood slowly fed under the fire onto the clay pan, the clay, not metal. And I'm studying this because my rotis are not always, or never, coming out the way these are. The beautiful brass tray with the flour on a tiled chopping board, and a wooden roller that has probably done thousands of these delicious chapatis.
My latest obsession.
And it's not me.
You start now?
It's on.
Yeah, go. Nice measurement.
I brought Ian to Sonny and Johnny's little Armani shop. They're looking after him, dressing him up. 2 pair of pajama pants, 2 shirts, and 1 really nice wool vest. Gonna make you look super handsome, brother.
Alice.
Just brought our guest to Jagdish Temple. And it's not as busy as it was last time we were here, but the deity is covered over. It's curtained for redressing. So at 2:30 they close it up, and then we'll open again at 4:30. But our guests are going to go through and give their offerings.
That's my favourite.
And I love the way we walk in and they're just playing ajan, chanting and singing.
Yeah.
But Vishnu has been closed up until evening to have a rest.
Yeah.
Taking the group down to Hatipole, which is a different kind of tourist spot, but it's also local as well. So you get a real mix of everything with better prices. Shoes galore, trinkets galore, and lots of people. And a lot of these people are tourists as well as locals here as well. And there's a mosque around the corner, so it's a big Muslim community. Brought everyone up to OTC, Old Town Cafe, for a rooftop sunset.
Yeah.
And a little taste of the beauty of Udaipur from the old city. This is our friend Rago, who is the manager of this property.
So this is
Jogi.
why we love Udaipur. Yes.
And there is Jagdish Temple, just almost there, where we were in it before. And the palace, that's the palace just over there. And the hotel we're staying in, right over there below
So
the
we're
sun.
going to share these pictures, I won't bother.
A little bit in love with the city. It really is so beautiful. And as I said before in
And
other
that
videos,
strange-looking
we
boat
don't
is
come
the
into the
Royal
old city very
Barge.
often, but when we do,
One that
it
looks like half a
remains
galleon.
magical.
Yeah.
Absolutely magical.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So friends, what do you think of your rooftop view?
I love it. Look at it all over there.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
Kind of captivating, isn't it?
Oh, it's really beautiful.
Just so nice to actually finally get to show you where we live.
Yeah, I know, the actual
The
panorama
actual beauty of it.
view.
You guys all good in the back there? Yeah. Comfy? Yeah. No problem there. Not squeezed in too much.
These girls are positively luxurious over
Oh my god, that's positively luxurious.
Oh my goodness.
Look at you guys.
Look at us. We're like five.
Sardines.
We're sardines.
Let's go.
On. Cello.
So you are comfort?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Tika, tika. Acha. You got the camera on you guys. I'll try not to fall out. I'm not using my hands.
At least we're not getting a nipple rub.
I'm missing out on something. How do I have to pay extra for that?
Let's hope it
Is that what you did, Gina? Ended up in a rickshaw traffic jam in the narrow streets of Udaipur Old City. Yep. They're turning off the rickshaws. That's a serious sign. Yeah, you know. Right, out of the traffic jam. It's great. Free traffic, yes.
Namaste, Dosto. We are about to share puja in the beautiful temple here, and we invite you to come and join us.
1,000-year-old temple that has been cared for by the local priests and the local people.
Yeah.
So quite an extraordinary thing. And this is Ketty and her mother Radha.
Namaste.
As they build the fire, the arti, the sacred fire, and blessings over here for each of the past priests. Some were warrior priests. Each are acknowledged, the ancestors that hold the space.
That's for you, that one.
So we all get one each.
Usually, but
we can take a little bit of it because
in
I don't know
pass.
everybody will eat this
Yeah, no, probably not.
We have a photograph,
Wow.
group photograph. With
It was a powerful experience and such a privilege and an honour. It was as though all the ancestors who've been here arrived for us, and it was so strong. We felt
I
it.
felt that as well. I felt it was full with all of them.
Yeah.
I could almost hear their conversations.
It was like a crowd surrounding us. And then the Maima came, and of course Ramanji. And yeah, it's just a blessing. It's so cleansing to be blessed to have this puja.
And so pure. These
So pure.
people have been practicing it this way without anyone telling them how to do it for however long we can go back, and you feel it in the purity. There's no grand showcase. There's just an absolute invocation and sincerity, and it just caused my heart to break open. And I have to say, this has to be the purest, most natural, lovingly prepared prasad, which was prepared by the priest's wives and children that we've ever had the privilege of having.
Truly beautiful.
Special place.
और सब धार्मिक प्रवृत्ति रहा है और 5 दिन हटी शुक्रिया खासतौर शनिवार की सेवा अटेंड करवा आज स्नान करण बेगा अंडा भी नहीं खाता नहीं तो खावे सब कुछ कि नहीं मांगे तो मंदिर में जाओ अति भावना और
Namaste. Someone is very good at this.
Good artist.
आपका नाम है?
Anjali.
Anjali. Very nice to meet you. Of course, this is before it all was all rubbed off. Wow, that looks good, honey. Yeah.
It's like a lace tapestry. It's tapestry.
Isn't it?
It
does.
This is what she's taken this little
Imagine if this was she stands. She's taking it as I'm looking. I've got flowers.
Yes, and she's sort of copying a big pen.
It's true. Yeah.
Today has been such a peaceful, relaxing day. We've had 2 experiences at this sacred ancient temple. And being a Saturday, the priests have been here most of the day.
Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole, Namah Shivaya. We have been truly blessed today because we had a puja this morning and then puja this afternoon, and the gods came and gave blessings and words of wisdom to those who asked, and I think we'll be back here on Saturdays for puja.
Found a new favourite temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the simplicity of it and the purity, and we're standing here just on the other side of the camera. There's all these effigies to all the priests who've been before, and I think this is the part that, well, as Durga said, that this is untampered with. You know, they're not following rules, they're following tradition, and they're following the energy.
Yeah, and it's potent. It's truly beautiful and potent. And
some local villagers turned up with requests, and the priest steps into this energy and blesses them and answers them. And I asked him before, I said, what do you experience? He says, I do not remember anything.
The gods speak through him. And
I know someone else who's a bit like that. So yeah, very at home, very special, and our guests are, I think, all a bit in wonder and in awe of the simple blessings that can come when you say yes to travelling in India.
And it's a really gentle energy. It felt that way this morning anyway. The atmosphere, the energy. It's been a very beautiful day of just staying in that energy. And I'm sure we'll be offering our guests in future time here.
So we're only a few days into the retreat tour so far. So how much richer and more deeply can we immerse in this feeling of a soulful journey?
And I think that's the beautiful thing, is that we plan our itinerary, but the rest is up to God. And the gods truly bring
the rest is up to God,
such a
but
lot.
you do have some fairly high-level connections in Ananda Myanmar and in Raman. So I think there's a bit of organisation going on in the background that we can't
I
see.
do concede that. I do concede that, but it makes the blessings even richer. This is a beautiful sacred place, and well,
found a place to come back to regularly.
lovely to share it with you this way.
Yeah.